understanding privacy.
Is this camera on me?
I hope so.
Today we're gonna have a conversation about data, privacy rights, social media, technology. Shit's scary as hell, so I had to bring my boy Cam back up here with me.
Yes, sir.
You already know it's
Back at it again.
episode 5, 6, however many, but you know, creator of the eccentric podcast, everything going on, smart brother. We're gonna have a good conversation. So we talking about privacy today, and I really wanted to get like your opinion on like how privacy is handled in the United States.
Yeah.
Like, you know, people are so much is tied up into privacy.
Mhm.
You got like bodily autonomy with like women's rights and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Privacy also includes like your house and like unreasonable searches and
Mhm.
seizures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It covers a lot of stuff that
Absolutely.
people don't really understand.
Mhm.
But today we're gonna really focus on like digital privacy and online things. So like, what's your general thoughts on like that?
I remember seeing, I have two instances. I remember seeing, one was called The Great Hack and how they use data to, manipulate the 2016 election in Trump's favor. And then another one was The Social Dilemma, which talked about how these algorithms do work and everything. And like, what, like the same way that we're talking right now about these things, like that movie literally talked about how those algorithms work and stuff, because they're literally, all of the ads that we get and things like that, like they are literally yeah, it's literally targeted ads that say like, oh, you're interested in podcasting, oh, here you go, here's some things about a new camera, or just new equipment and things like that. And people don't realize that, back in the past, like these huge information systems, big tech and things like that, they didn't have the capabilities and access that the people had, because like it wasn't the same. Everything wasn't inputted electronically and in data. It's like, we always talk about how, like even if you delete something, like nothing is never really gone. Like if they wanted to pull something up on you, they already know it. Like, so I feel like just in this day and age, in exchange for the amount of information that we do have, we have access to information that, people never had before. But there is also a flip side to where, the amount of information that we get, like, it comes at a cost. Like, they're going to know our search history. They're going to know what we're interested in, how much time we look at it. And like, and these algorithms are smart. Like, these algorithms are smart as hell. Like they know, like literally they know things that we don't even like yet, but it's like they're gonna
too.
Exactly.
It's actually crazy. So Scott, shout out to Scott.
Mhm.
What's it called? Me and him be on TikTok too much.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, our For You pages are almost synced because we're in the same location, which is crazy.
Exactly.
Like, I'll like a video. It's not even just TikTok. It's Twitter and Instagram too. I'll like a video and then I'll send it to him. He'll be like, oh, I already seen this shit.
Yeah.
And then like I'll repost something and then he'll be like, damn, this shit funny as hell, not knowing I reposted
Yeah.
like, shit crazy. It's like these algorithms really are connecting a lot more information on us than we really understand. So, in this book, actually, they define like a right to privacy as the right to be left alone.
Mm.
But like now that we have social media and this interconnectivity and globalism, digital globalism, I feel like it's almost impossible to be truly left alone.
You can't.
You got Alexa in your house listening to every song you choose, everything you search. Google's collecting your location data, your health data. Apple's collecting everything you touch on your phone.
Exactly.
So it's like privacy is really first of all, it's a privilege.
Yeah.
Privacy is a privilege.
Absolutely.
But now even more so, it's also a commodity.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's being sold. I always say like the best way to make $1 billion is to collect a bunch of data and then sell it to China.
Yeah.
Just sell it to anybody.
Yeah.
Whoever is buying data, it's a hot commodity.
Mm-hmm.
Data honestly is more valuable than anything right now.
Yeah. Data is gold, bro. Like
it's the new gold.
Yeah.
It's digital gold. Like it's connected to business, it's connected to finance, it's connected to health, it's connected to intelligence, government, everything. It's so connected, and it's scary because it's like we really have no control over our data anymore. Not anymore, like period. It never was a thing. And now it's like, in America they're trying to develop new rules and regulations to sort of protect individual online privacy, which kind of brings us to like TikTok. And it's like you watched the hearing, you read the reports and everything like that. What do you think of how that went? Like,
I mean, it definitely showed me how out of touch a lot of the politicians are and stuff. Like, with social media and specifically TikTok. I mean, I think distinctly remember like they were asking him so much about China. The man ain't even Chinese. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they just yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, and that just shows you that it's like, okay, you a politician, but yet you don't know nothing about what's really going on. I mean, they were asking him, they were like, oh, can they connect to Wi-Fi and stuff like that? It's like what do you mean? But like, you know, but kind of what you were saying though, like, you know, like all jokes aside and stuff, it's like, you know, you and Scott live in the same place, you know, and you know, y'all are getting the same exact videos and stuff because y'all are in because TikTok understands that you are in the same location and things like that. And you know, and I feel like yeah, just how all of the social medias and stuff, like, you know, they've taken that TikTok you know, just method and stuff like of for you, like everything, like bro, even Twitter now, like Twitter was never like that before. Like Twitter now, it's a tab, it's a personal curation, and it's like yeah, sometimes it's like yeah, it does show you some good things and stuff, but it's like it's getting to the point where it's not even like your choice necessarily. Like Instagram, like we know how Instagram has changed over the years and stuff. Instagram is not even Instagram, bro. They want to be TikTok, and literally like the content that we see on Instagram is not even things that we necessarily choose to see. Like you'll see, I might see a pic from you 5 days later.
So we're gonna get back to the data now. Cal, I wanted to get your thoughts. So we was talking about the TikTok here.
Mm-hmm.
So there are legit concerns, and you know all this information is open source. None of this is something y'all don't know. Gotta get that out there. Do you think TikTok should be banned? Like, is there a valid concern for how much information TikTok has on its user base?
I don't think that TikTok should be banned nationwide, but one thing I did see recently, I think it was maybe Missouri or something, is like putting an age limit on it. Yeah. I'm not opposed to that at all. In all honesty, like, you know, and I'd seen another thing one time. I think it was maybe the Surgeon General or something. He was saying that like social media use for like kids under 13 or something is damaging their brains and stuff. And it's like, in all honesty, I fully agree with that statement. Like, I really do. You know, kids' attention span and things like that, like, it's zero. I mean, and mind you, the pandemic accelerated a lot of this because that's when TikTok really took off and stuff. And it's like, yeah, like, I feel like for a lot of them kids, like, who was getting on TikTok around the pandemic and stuff, it's like,
it hampered their growth.
Yeah, it really hampered their growth because it's like, how do you had all this free time to literally just scroll all day and stuff, and it's like, how are you supposed to go back into class? I agree. Like, yeah, I feel like, yeah, if you're under a certain age, you shouldn't have access to some of these things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like, it really needs to be verified and stuff. Like, you know, like how, like, let's show a picture of your ID showing that you are like, you know what I'm saying?
So you say age limit on TikTok or social media use in general, like
yeah,
13 years or older. Like,
yeah, I mean, I would say like 15, 16.
If y'all didn't watch that TikTok hearing, like, one of the main concerns they have with TikTok, for one, there's an organization in the U.S. government known as CFIUS, which is the Committee for Foreign Investment in the United States. They handle all of the cases for business, for when foreign countries want to do business in America. It goes before CFIUS, and they review their application to do business. So the main problem with TikTok is the data concern. It's a privacy concern, which is an industry-wide problem. Mm-hmm. It's not just TikTok. The problem America has with TikTok is that it's from a foreign country.
Yeah.
It's a derivative of China, which is a whole nother problem. Like, you know, the U.S. and China have this ongoing tech competition.
Yeah.
So it's like, when you have connections to a Chinese organization that has direct connections to the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party,
yeah,
America has a bunch of red flags that go up.
Absolutely.
There. So they were saying all this thing in the hearing, and they were just like, well, you guys are collecting all this data that's unnecessary. And then Chu was like, Facebook does it, Google does it. Why y'all got a problem with me?
Exactly.
Like, most of the people on my board for ownership are Americans.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we don't got nothing to do with ByteDance.
Yeah.
We're our own thing. We're the American version.
Yeah.
Douyin is what is in China.
Mm-hmm.
We're not Douyin. All the people that work for TikTok, all the data that is from TikTok is stored in America, and Oracle oversees that. They ain't like that answer.
Yeah.
So it's like, my question for you here is like, how do you solve that problem?
If it was an American company doing that and stuff, like, it probably wouldn't be it wouldn't be the same outrage and stuff. But it's like, because it is because it's foreign and things like that, like, you know, I feel like, you know, America or Americans, you know, view that, you know, as like an act of aggression in a way. But it's like, you know, mind you, mind you, people always say like, the next war is not gonna be fought. It's gonna be a cyber war, and it's like, like I feel like people look at that as like, the first act of aggression, and it's like, and especially with China and things like that. Like China is literally, like you was talking about, China is essentially our number one enemy. Not even like physically or like militarily.
The industry.
Yeah, just industry, bro.
Pace of competition with China.
Exactly.
We don't want them to be the global currency. We don't want them to be the global superpower. We don't want them to beat us.
Yeah.
That's literally all it is. Almost like a countrywide ego thing.
Yeah.
Like this between China, Russia, and the United States. And it's like they don't care really about. It's just who does it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine. But who gets control over the issue? That's
exactly.
About at its core.
We were talking about how Facebook been doing this.
Oh yeah.
Twitter been doing this.
I mean, they was talking to this man about like medical misinformation. I remember every single day during the pandemic going on Twitter and seeing a new conspiracy theory.
Yeah, literally.
1 million views.
No credentials, just vibes.
What's your source? I made it up.
Yeah, like. Uncle Joey, like who found it in the WhatsApp chat,
Twitter
like
was worse than WhatsApp,
bro, for real,
bro. And then like Facebook, the whole shit with like the election, stole the election.
Yeah,
they talking about misinformation, bro. Facebook had group chats talking about, all right, everybody get in the van, we going to DC, take America back,
bro, for real.
And that's not dangerous. It's like y'all worry about TikTok, Meta and Mark Zuckerberg and them. They had them boys in buses going to DC. How scary is artificial intelligence, like beyond data? Like
really, right now we're really in the infancy stages, like Chat GPT, Mid Journey, like which makes AI art and things like that. Like what I'm saying, like yeah, some of the stuff is cool. Like don't get me wrong, but it's like yeah, like once you get into like the deep fakes and like like you're literally creating whole scenarios like using artificial intelligence that you don't even need a real person and stuff like that. Like you said, that's something that could literally like that changes all that has impacts on all types of geopolitics, all types of things, bro. Like and like literally, but it's something that's not even real. There's no telling what the capabilities of it are when it comes to like an actual war. Like like I'm sure that in the near future, bro. Like you said, you was talking about Biden and things like that. Like it's going to be something very capable that could start a war based off of something that's artificial intelligence.
You know what I could see?
Cyber warfare.
I don't want to give nobody no ideas, but it's like, so back in 2001, like, actually it was 2002, they put out, I think it's the CIA, put out a report, and they called 9/11 a failure of imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to the next, knock on wood, the next major world event that could lead to a war or something like that. It'll be another failure of imagination when it comes to this type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I imagine, like, realistically, World War III would have been incited if one of these shells or rounds, remember like how Ukraine was claiming that one of the rounds that went into like, I forget what country that is, north of Ukraine, it might be Belarus or one of the other ones.
Yeah, Georgia
went
or
into
something.
their territory.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was from Ukraine, they were going to get involved into the war. And like, you know what I'm saying? Or if like, or actually it wasn't Belarus. Let me back up. It'll be a failure of imagination if like, one of those shells, they were claiming the shells that had went into like the country south of Ukraine, which is a NATO country.
Mm. I think it's Georgia.
Georgia
or Hungary. Don't quote me on that.
We'll put them
Don't quote me on that.
Yeah. If that shell was Russian, that's World War III right there.
Mm.
Now, later we found out that it was actually a Ukrainian shell that had like, collided and then deterred off, of course, whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's like, realistically, we have satellite imagery of that. Somebody gets a hold of that imagery. They manipulate that and make it look like a Russian shell.
You show that to them?
If it's significant enough, and you give that to whatever country's leader that is, and they say, and all their intelligence leaders say, yeah, that's from Russia.
Yeah.
We got to get involved now.
Straight up.
And now Article 15, whatever article.
Yeah, it's really World War III has really started.
It's literally World War III.
Yeah.
Off of deep fakes, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. And it's like, there's not enough layers in defense. There's not enough technology out there to prevent some shit like that happening.
Yeah.
It's literally just people like you and me who are well informed in government, and they're like, yeah, that's fake. Yeah, that's not fake. It's literally just a judgment call because these deep fakes are getting that real. But once they get to the point where artificial intelligence is making
it's creating fakes, that, yeah.
and we can't tell them anymore because we've made something that's smarter than us, and more detailed than us and accurate than us. Who is responsible when shit goes left on an application, on a platform? Like, I remember, this was maybe 2 years ago when Mark Zuckerberg went before Congress and had a hearing, and they lit his ass up, rightfully so, because like there was a lot of misinformation going on Facebook with the election. Yeah, and it's like
Facebook was a weapon. They used it as a weapon
for disinformation, misinformation, all that stuff. And it's like one of the questions they kept asking them, and one of the questions I've had in one of my classes with this is like, who's responsible when like a terroristic like manifesto appears on like a social media platform, or when like wild misinformation is like mega viral on a platform? Who is responsible for that? Yeah. And ultimately, because we treat companies like people, it goes to the person that owns the company. Yeah. But there's litigation and lobbying that goes against that. It's like they can't be held liable for what the users do. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm gonna just let you answer it. Who's responsible when shit goes left with data?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because especially now it's like I feel like there is no way to protect yourself and stuff. So it's like I feel like it would have to turn to the company, because they're like, they're the ones who are profiting off of the use of your data. They literally sell your data to the highest bidder. Like yeah, you don't own your data, bro. And the thing is, bro, if I don't remember seeing I forgot who it was, bro. It was some story where it's like a dude, he maybe it was Facebook or Apple or something. He wanted to get like an evaluation of his data, or like, get a like just a number value of his data, and like they literally didn't tell him and stuff, and like, they basically blackballed him and everything, like, to the but that's what I'm saying though. It's like, bro, if you were to do an actual calculation of the data that they have of your data, your own data, but like if people had the means to be able to sell their own data, bro, I feel like there would be a lot of people who are millionaire, because literally all you have to do is scroll, bro. Like,
I'm glad you said it, because that was one of the solutions that I had proposed in this class. Like when it came to like these issues of like data and like terrorism and things like that, I was like, wouldn't it just be easier if we all owned our own data? Yeah. Like we can sell it to people individually. Like you be your own individual data broker.
Straight up.
Like when it comes to like your debt, you can sell your own debt. Like you can buy your debt. Banks buy your debt all the time. But when it comes to data, why don't we own our own data? Like, isn't that some form of like limiting our free speech, as like, or like our own autonomy?
Straight up. Privacy? Yeah.
It's like if we own our data, when shit goes left, it's a direct line. I posted that. I'm responsible for that. It doesn't go to the company. They can't be penalized for shit that I'm posting on there. It's like a free marketplace.
Exactly.
When you're in a parking lot and a car gets broken into, is the mall responsible for the car getting broken into? No, it goes to the car's insurance.
Exactly.
So it's like, if I'm on Twitter and I post some flagrant shit, that shit comes back to me.
Exactly.
But if Twitter owns my data, Twitter could be held responsible for housing shit like that.
Exactly.
TikTok. So like, they were really grilling this man because he would like a lot of like things that are like harming children's like mental well-being and stuff like that. They were asking him like, your response. Literally, there's a point in there. I'm gonna put this video. There's a point in the hearing where the congressman is like asking him, how many children have died as a result of them using TikTok? How many? What's the number? What's the number?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's like shit like that. If they own their data, he doesn't have to answer for that.
Mm-hmm. Bro, I feel. Plausible? I mean, and that's the thing, and I think that's the main question, is like, is it plausible for people to own their data? Because it's like, like, I guess when we do like sign up on these platforms, like, become a part of them, it's like, we are trading away some things and stuff, but it's like, yeah, like I feel like, yeah, especially with things like Google and stuff, it's like, bro, if I'm just searching something, like, you know what I'm saying, but because I searched this, the algorithm targeted me, like, if I search up the newest Jordans or something, and like, and Foot Locker ads or GOAT ads, StockX ads start coming up and stuff, it's like, why do y'all have?
You should be able to turn that shit off.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's the thing. It's like they say like, oh, we are tracking cookies and stuff, but then it's like, okay, if you turn off the cookies, you can't do nothing on the, like, you literally don't have access to nothing. Like,
does not let you access their website if you have like ad blockers on.
But exactly, bro. It's like
already paywall. You want to add another paywall?
Exactly.
My data?
Exactly. And it's like yeah, like I remember ads back in the day and stuff, like it would, if it was an ad, like it would be just the ad that's on that page and stuff. It's like, but if we're scrolling through Facebook, Twitter, we're both gonna see completely different ads and things like that.
Let's go and give me a Fruit of the Loom advertisement and size large variety pack. And I'm like,
Literally, bro.
can I just get regular like Macy's commercials?
Bro, I know, and it's like even on like Instagram and stuff, bro. I be scrolling Instagram. It's like, bro, they know your style. Like, bro, you like,
they done put me on some fire.
Bro, on God, bro. I'm like, damn, like I would rock this
I
bitch.
ain't never even heard of this brand, bro. I'm like, this shit hard. Like,
But
Apple be suggesting songs you ain't never.
But literally, bro.
Shit you listen to.
Exactly, bro, and that's another thing, bro. We ain't even talked about the music and stuff too, like, bro, like Spotify and Apple Music, and like they're just as culpable and stuff when it comes to like data tracking and things like that. Like, yeah, like when it comes to music and stuff, like, you know, that's cool, like getting your little end of the year. And end of the year, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying, like, cause I love getting put on to new music and stuff, like, and like, you know, I love getting put on to new clothes and stuff, but it's like when you start to think about it, it's like how do they know exactly what I like? Like, what are y'all scanning to know that this is my exact style? Like, this is exactly something that I would wear. Like, how do you, like, you're a computer, like, how do you know that and stuff like that? And then it's like, but it's because they literally have seen the things that you've bought. They've seen your credit card purchases. They've seen your, like, you know what I'm saying? They've seen any random search that you could have thought of where you ain't thinking nothing about it and stuff. And it's like, and it's all came to this exact moment. And they're like, okay, this is the perfect ad for this nigga. Got his ass.
Always a good time. My brother Cam.
Already know, man.
Going on.
Spin the knowledge, man.
Eccentric Podcast. Check them out on Instagram, Camel to Connect, at the Eccentric Podcast, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube.
Yes, sir.
All that. Great brother.
We taking off with it.
You feel me? But as always, it's the half of this show. Education, entertainment, everything in between.
Eccentric Podcast, changing perspectives through conversation, culture, and creativity.